Welcome to my video on evaluating expressions for a variable. So yesterday we learned about order of operations and we learned the acronym GEMDIS. So grouping, exponents, multiplication or division from left to right, and addition or subtraction from left to right. So we're still going to use those, but now we're going to have a variable and we're going to have to replace the variable with a number. So we will be using something called the substitution property. If A equals B, then B can be substituted for A in any expression, equation, or inequality. So, for example, if A equals 5, I can replace or substitute all the 5's in for the A. So steps to evaluating expressions for given replacement values of the variable. Substitute each replacement value for the given variable. Remember that number in front of letter means to multiply. Remember that the number in front of parentheses also means to multiply. Then evaluate the expression using order of operations. So let's look at example 1. So we're going to use the substitution property and we're going to replace all the letter A's with the number 9. So we have parentheses 9 squared minus 9 divided by 3 minus the square root of 9. Okay, our first step is grouping. So I see parentheses here, so I'm going to start with that. And 9 squared is 81. So write down 81 minus 9. Notice I still have the parentheses because I'm not down to one number. Divided by 3 minus the square root of 9. We're going to continue with this grouping symbol. So 81 minus 9 is 72. Divided by 3 minus the square root of 9. Now, are there any more grouping symbols? Yes, we have square root. And we know that the square root of 9 is 3 because 3 times 3 is 9. So bring down 72 divided by 3 minus 3. Now we're going to look for exponents. I don't have any, so multiplication or division from left to right, right here. 72 divided by 3 is 24. Bring down the minus 3. And 24 minus 3 is 21. So circle your answer. And let's move on to number 2. So once again, I'm going to substitute 9 in for all of the A's. So 3 times 9 divided by 4 minus the absolute value of 9 plus 2 times 9. Now, this is a fraction bar, so this is considered grouping. So 3 times 9 is 27 divided by 4 minus absolute value of 9 plus 2 times 9. Okay, we still have a fraction bar, so I'm going to circle it. 27 divided by 4 is 6 75/100ths minus absolute value of 9 plus 2 times 9. Now, are there any more grouping symbols? Yes, absolute value of 9 is 9. Now all of my grouping symbols are gone. So now I'm going to look for exponents, and I don't see any. So I'm going to look for multiplication or division from left to right. Subtraction, addition, multiplication. Here it is. 2 times 9 is 18. Bring down. Okay, 6 and 75 hundredths minus 9. I'm going to add or subtract from left to right. So remember, I'm subtracting 9, so I'm going to end up in the negative here. So it's negative 2 and 25 hundredths plus 18. And negative 2 and 25 hundredths plus 18 is 15 and 75 hundredths. Now remember, if you're using a calculator, one of my calculators to check your work, remember we have to type in the 2 and 25 hundredths first and hit the positive slash negative key to get it to be negative, and then we would say plus 18. So remember to type the number in first, then hit the positive slash negative key. If you're using mine. Some of you have your own and you don't have to do that. Okay, turn the page. Okay, we're going to practice some more examples. For this one, I would strongly encourage you to write really small because this kind of takes up a lot of room. So m equals negative 3, so we're going to replace all the m's with negative 3 because we want to find the value of this. So again, write small 6 times negative 3 divided by 4 minus 2 times negative 3 plus the square root of 49. Now I have a fraction bar right here in the beginning, so we're going to take care of the top first. 6 times negative 3 is negative 18 divided by 4 minus 2 times 3 plus square root of 49. Now I still have the fraction bar here, so I need to take care of this. And a negative divided by a positive is a negative. And negative 18 divided by 4 gives me negative 4 and 5/10. Minus 2 times 3 plus square root of 49. Okay, now I have another grouping symbol, and that's the square root. So the square root of 49 is 7, because 7 times 7 is 49. And this is 2 times 3 here. I know it looks kind of weird there, but that is 2 times 3. So make sure it's clear on your notes. Okay, I have subtraction, multiplication, and addition. So I'm going to do multiplication nets, and 2 times 3 is 6. Sorry, I made a mistake here. Go back and make all those 3's negatives. It's negative, 2 times negative 3, which is negative 6, and I still have to bring down the minus sign. So don't get rid of the minus sign here because this is negative. Now bring down the plus 7. Sorry about that. Now we have subtraction and addition, so we go from left to right. And remember, when we learned our integers, subtracting a negative is the same as adding a positive. So really, this is negative 4.5 plus 6, which is positive 1 and 5/10. And 1 and 5/10 plus 7 is 8 and 5/10. So remember, when you're plugging in a negative number in for m, make sure you're keeping that all the way through. I did not do that, so let's learn from my mistake there. Okay, let's look at number 4. If b equals 3, what is the value of b cubed minus parentheses b minus 6 plus 5 times b? So we're going to take out all the b's and put 3. So 3 cubed minus 3 minus 6 in parentheses plus 5 times 3. Okay, remember grouping symbols first, so we're going to do 3 minus 6, which is negative 3. Bring down the 3 to the third power, bring down the subtraction sign, so we're subtracting a negative once again. Bring down plus 5 times 3. So grouping symbols are gone, now we're looking for exponents, and I see one here. 3 to the third power is 27, remember. That means 3 times 3 times 3. My exponents are done, so now I'm looking for multiplication. So we're going to, or division from left to right, and I see it right here. 5 times 3 is 15. So bring down everything. And now we're down to subtraction and addition. So we're going to go from left to right. Remember, when you're subtracting a negative, it's like you're adding. So this is really 27 plus 3, which is 30. And 30 plus 15 is 45. Okay, let's look at example number 5. If n equals 2, what is the value of parentheses 10 times d plus absolute value of d divided by d? Whoops, I got ahead of myself here, sorry. If n equals 2, what is the value of parentheses 4 plus n to the fourth divided by 5 minus 7 times n? Sorry about that. So we're going to take out all the n's and put 2. So 4 plus 2 to the fourth divided by 5 minus 7 times 2. So we're looking for grouping symbols, and I see one here. So inside the grouping, I see exponents, so I'm going to take care of that first. 2 to the fourth is 16, because 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. Okay, now we're still taking care of the grouping symbols. So 4 plus 16 is 20. Divided by 5 minus 7 times 2. My next step, I got rid of all the grouping. Exponents are gone, so now I'm looking for multiplication or division from left to right. And I see it right here. 20 divided by 5 is 4. Minus 7 times 2. Now I've got subtraction and multiplication, so I have to do multiplication first. 7 times 2 is 14. And 4 minus 14 is negative 10. And here's how I explain that. If I have $4, you can't take away 14 from me, so I'll owe you $10, so negative 10. Okay, let's look at the sixth and final example. If d equals negative 5, what is the value of parentheses 10d plus absolute value of d divided by d? So let's take out all the d's and put negative 5. So 10 times negative 5 plus absolute value of negative 5, close your parentheses, divided by negative 5. Now, I'm going to take care of grouping first. So inside my parentheses, I see that I have absolute value, so I'm going to take care of that first. The absolute value of negative 5 is positive 5 because it's 5 places away from 0. Now, I have addition and multiplication, so I'm going to take care of the multiplication first. 10 times negative 5 is negative 50. Plus 5, close your parentheses, divided by negative 5. Okay, I still have grouping or parentheses here, so I'm going to do negative 50 plus 5, which is negative 45. Bring down the divided by negative 5, and negative 45 divided by negative 5 is positive 9. Remember, when we're dividing, two negatives makes a positive. So be sure you're replacing each variable with the correct value. And be sure that you are following GEMDIS. And make sure when you get down to multiplication and division, you're going from left to right. And when you're doing addition and subtraction, you go from left to right. That concludes our notes on evaluating expressions for a variable. I hope you have a great day.